Hello and welcome to a Let's Play in Crusader Kings 2, Return of Rome 2. As always, this is Densius. So, let us go stomp on the peasant revolt up here in Bavarian lands. Come back. Another proposal. As you walk at a brisk pace through an empty corridor in the Imperial Palace, on your way to another tiring meeting with your advisors, you hear a faint whisper from one of the curtains. After readying your dagger, you pull the curtain aside to reveal Fred, the gnome man who recruited you into the chariot raising. "You! I should have you drawn and quartered," you hiss at the man. "The entire blue team had their chariots fall out from under them." George smiles at you and speaks. "Calm yourself, Majesty. Your chariot held together, did it not? And I have a new and cunning plan for the next race. One that cannot fail. Your epic victory will be celebrated for centuries to come. I may regret this, but I will join this scheme." Oh, I win. There we go. March off that way. Training resumes. You resume your chariot training, and although you are an even better racer now, it still may not be enough to best the other competitors, many of whom have been driving chariots since early childhood. Fred approaches you to tell of his new scheme. "Behold, Majesty," he says, and produces a small bottle from within his cloak. "One drop of this concoction, which my associates and I only acquired at great cost, I might add, is enough to send a man running for the latrines within minutes. Each member of the green team will be offered some spiced wine by their quartermaster, a man in our employ, just before the race is about to begin. I think you can see where I'm going with this, Your Grace." Good, this might actually work. I gain intrigue. The day of the second race. Once again, you ride into the hippodrome in your chariot to cheers of the people. It looks like nearly all of Constantinople has turned out for this momentous race. George, your old nemesis, is instructing the rest of the green team, while their quartermaster offers them a sip of wine to fortify their resolve. All accept this offer, except George. Instead, he loudly proclaims he will offer his wine to the blue team, who need it more. Before you can object, the other blue racers happily share the wine between them. Oh dear. The trumpets blare and the race begins. Within seconds, the first few racers leap off their chariots, sprinting for the latrines. Soon only you and George remain, and sadly for you, he proves to be the better chariot racer. He overtakes you in the final lap and rides his chariot to victory. Confound it all. That was annoying. I'm the Emperor, can't I, like, have his legs chopped off or something? I can geld people. Why can't I break his kneecaps? So I lost 50 prestige there. Ooh. You independent? You are independent. I'll give you till... Yes! Haha! I don't care. Go ahead. Ignore you. Charge. I wanted to... oh yeah, I forgot. Never mind. Go this way. No! Change your mind. Go attack this person. Wait, you're not there. You're not in the city anymore. You're in Lorraine. What are you doing up there? Well, whatever. It had good rhythm. So, kill. He caught the plague as well. I can now Holy War. His arrows... Oh, god damn, I should have checked. Holy War. That way I get everything. Assuming it's all, Ooh, my daughter came of age. Do I have a convenient... Ethiopia, Castile, Greek. Once someone's not related, I'll give it to you. They were both Orthodox. Anyway. Palmer! You're Greek. Good. You're about to be a duke. I was looking for the Duchy of Parma rather than Duchy of Medina. There we go. Oh, my wife's pregnant again. The province of Italia. For the second time since the fall of the Western Empire, Italy has been liberated and restored to proper Roman rule, hopefully for good this time. The great city of Rome itself is now yours, and even hardened soldiers can be seen weeping as the imperial standard flutters in the breeze from Trajan's column. Long live the Empire. Long live the Empire. Attack! In good order. Dun 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 dun. That's Blackadder. Blackadder Goes Forth, the First World War film, TV series. Wonderful little show. Treads that line between being being funny, and still being respectful to the soldiers who died. Mainly by making fun of the generals the whole time. I can. Usurp. Thank you. Mine now. And usurp that. 11, 12, 13, 14, 12, you. And can I take you next year, isn't it? No, it's 3 years from now. Where to focus the campaign on next? That's a question. So I have got the whole of Syria then. I managed to acquire that at some point that I don't remember. But I don't have the whole of Jerusalem. To the Abbasids! If only I had boats! I don't have boats. Why don't I ever have boats? Sniffle, sob. I kind of wish there was fleet fighting in this. And then at the same time, I wish there wasn't fleet fighting, which makes me happy. It's one of the big things I have problems I have with EU4 is it's strange. I'm fine with Victoria 2. I'm fine with Crusader. Oh, I'm depressed now. I'm fine with Crusader Kings, but something I just don't get about EU. I wasn't very good at EU3, but I was better than I am at EU4. And EU4's easier. I can tell just by looking at it. It's got a far... one sunny afternoon. You enjoy a quiet moment away from your advisors under the shade of a tree in the palatial garden. A sound from above catches your attention, and as you look up, you spot Fred, the chariot gnome, hiding on a branch. Your Grace, he whispers with a smile, before I suffer your wrath, I ask that you hear me out. He scurries down from the tree and gives you his new offer. Fate may have conspired against us in the past, Majesty, but this time my plan is foolproof. He flashes a toothless grin, the closest he can manage to a winning smile. Third time's the charm, Your Majesty? What do you say? It had better be. I am in. Hey, I had a son. The chariot. Fred brings you to a small workshop in one of the seedier districts of Constantinople. Here, he explains, they will weaponize your chariot. While you watch, the craftsman installs a pair of extendable metal blades into the chassis, intending to shred the wheels. I can call it a chassis. I know it's wrong. Into the chassis, intending to shred the wheels of any chariot adjacent to yours. You train extensively with the new chariot until you have mastered its new weapons. As you are about to leave for the Hippodrome on the eve of the race, Fred, yeah, I named him that, hands you a flanged mace. Flanged mace, for good measure. For good measure, he explains. Let us hope it does not come to that. Again, Marshal! The day of the third race. This is it, the final race of the season. The Hippodrome has filled to capacity, and a deafening roar greets you as you ride your chariot into the crowd. You line up next to George, your old foe from the Greens, and the crowd's favourite. Your Majesty, he says, and spits. Oh, Your Majesty, he says, and spits on the ground. The trumpets blow, and the race begins. But it seems you weren't the only one to have brought arms. Everything turns into a huge melee as all the drivers hack and slash at each other using both handheld and chariot-mounted weaponry. Fred has played both sides against each other. There can be no other explanation. The situation escalates further when the agitated crowds enter the fray. You spot Fred climbing onto George's chariot, and the two of them escape the Hippodrome through the unguarded exit. You see, I don't know why I'm involved here. I mean, he could have done this without me. I mean, just adding me into it adds the fury of the Roman Empire behind it when it goes wrong. If it goes wrong. Give chase. The chase is on. You leave the madness of the Hippodrome behind and steer your chariot out into the streets of Constantinople in hot pursuit of Spiridion. No, George, and the traitor Fred. With blades unfolded, your chariot smashes through market stalls and pottery in the narrow back alleys, while a hissing Fred tries to give you the taste of the whip without success. You rush past the Hagia Sophia and onto the Augustation Square as terrified priests scramble to get out of the way. With a sharp turn, you continue forward on the Messi through the main thoroughfare and speed past ox carts and the Forum of Constantine. Was this like a tour of Constantinople? Before George abruptly turns north towards the Golden Horn, which is not a building. It is that bit there. He finally loses control of his chariot at the docks and it crashes into some stacked crates. You step out of your chariot and draw your mace. You show no mercy, you show mercy. Yeah, I'll go with that one. I killed them last time. Quarter is given. George has been impaled on a nearby fence and his dead eyes glare at you accusingly. Yeah, that was George. Fred, however, lies wheezing on the docks with a broken leg. He curses your name as you approach him with your mace. Why do all this, you ask him? What could you possibly gain? The little man grins wryly at you. Eons ago, there were 4 chariot racing teams. The blues, the greens, the whites, and the reds. Then the 2 most powerful teams all but absorbed the 2 weakest. Who speaks of the whites today? Or the reds? The domination of the blues and greens had to end, Majesty, at any cost. If my nephew George and I could get them to wipe each other out... That's the stupidest reason ever. There's a really good reason to give me 2 martial and 1 intrigue. You've had enough. Varangian guardsmen on horseback finally catch up with you and are instructed to take Anaximandros Ni Fred away and throw away the key. 100 piety. And then I gave this guy, who's short, dwarf, ugly, and called Tyrion Lannister. Right. From the books, Peter Dinklage's different kettle of fish. War. Out of Jourdain. To me, out of Jourdain. That's the point. At the point I made solely in my head, I should add. I didn't actually, I'll raise the Holy Order. I'll need extra troops, probably, for this one. To Isengard we march. I wasn't in the films, was it? When the Ents just start singing. I think it might not even be in the books, it might be in the radio play. It's a problem when you hear too many versions of the same story, you're not sure. It's like I've recently reread the books and I've had this interesting phenomenon, which is I imagine the actors from the film now, rather than what I had imagined they looked like originally in my head. And the problem with that now Not from the film, from the TV show. The problem with that is I'm not certain what's actually happened in the TV show. I'm imagining events from a couple of books' time happening. Put the best man in charge, the next best man there, the third best man there. Check that. Oh, he's Craven. That one isn't. And that one's a cavalry leader. Better. Hurry up and arrive. Seriously. Oh. I mean for death to arrive. That's grossly inconvenient. Now I have a fat wife. Ah, I'm that guy. Come on, come at me, bro. There we go, good enough, I win. Now my holy water can go away, and my army can seriously recover because of the amount of desert slaying that was going on. So I'm now on my something or other character of the house, whatever. And I'll give you to my former that's me, former emperor. Well, it's quite a bloodline away, actually. Him. You can have the duchy of Galilee. Of Outer Jordan. My son, when he comes of age soon, he can have kinswoman. How far distantly related is she? Because if she's just like got the same surname as me, her father, grandfather, my great grandfather, me. Okay, that's pretty distant. Yeah, just got essentially at that point she just happens to have the same surname. Well, I should probably choose. Yeah, I'll choose him. He's of my kin. He's my kinsman. Yeah, these are a pretty decent set of opinions of me. Yeah, I know he's 68, but man, improve my stewardship's definitely high on the list of priorities. Oh, didn't my thing just finish? It did. Okay. Thank you for watching. My name's been Dencius. What I'm going to do in the gap between episodes is give gold to all the members of the Independence faction so they stop being angry with me. Thank you for watching. My name has been Dencius. Ciao for now.